The numbers came fast, too fast. Within hours of release, the latest comeback from BTS began climbing global charts at a speed that felt almost inevitable, yet still shocking. Streaming platforms surged, search trends exploded, social media turned into a storm of reactions. But amid the celebration, one question began to rise above the noise. Is this success purely the power of BTS? Or is there one member driving it more than anyone expected? And one name keeps appearing: Jungkook. As BTS enters its 2026 era with their highly anticipated comeback, industry observers are beginning to analyze something deeper than just group success. They are looking at patterns, and those patterns point to one possibility. Jungkook may once again be a major force behind global chart domination. This isn't a random theory. It is built on years of data, performance trends, and audience behavior. And in March 2026, those signals are appearing again. The moment BTS released their latest project, the response was immediate. Global charts reacted almost instantly. Songs surged across Spotify's global top rankings. Digital sales spiked across multiple countries. Streaming numbers reached millions within hours. This kind of impact is rare, even for major artists. But for BTS, it has become expected. What is not always expected, however, is how certain members influence that success. And this is where Jungkook enters the conversation. Over the past few years, fans and analysts have noticed a recurring pattern. Whenever Jungkook takes a central role in a song, whether through vocals, screen time, or performance, the track tends to perform exceptionally well. This pattern is not officially confirmed, but it is widely discussed, and more importantly, it is observable. From previous BTS releases to Jungkook's solo era, one thing remains consistent. High engagement often follows his presence. Jungkook's evolution has played a significant role in shaping this narrative. He is no longer seen only as BTS's main vocalist, he is recognized as a global pop artist. His solo releases reached international audiences far beyond the traditional K-pop fanbase. His music charted globally. His name trended worldwide. His voice became instantly recognizable across markets. This transformation changed expectations. Now, when BTS releases new music, listeners are not just hearing a group, they are hearing individual artists with global influence. And Jungkook stands at the forefront of that shift. One of Jungkook's strongest advantages lies in his vocal identity. His tone is adaptable, emotional, and widely accessible. He can deliver high-energy pop hooks, smooth R&B lines, and emotionally driven ballads with equal effectiveness. This versatility allows him to connect with a broad international audience. In a global chart environment, this matters. Songs that perform well across multiple regions often share one characteristic. They are easy to connect with, emotionally and sonically. Jungkook's voice consistently delivers that connection. Beyond fan discussions, data itself is beginning to reflect Jungkook's impact. Tracks featuring prominent Jungkook parts often show higher replay value. Clips of his vocals are frequently shared across platforms like TikTok and YouTube. Search spikes often coincide with his performance moments. This creates a cycle: visibility, curiosity, streams, chart movement. And once that cycle begins, it can accelerate rapidly. Another factor driving this discussion is what fans describe as the center effect. While BTS does not officially assign a permanent center, Jungkook often occupies key positions in performances. Chorus sections, high-impact visual moments, climactic vocal lines. These placements naturally draw attention. In the latest comeback, this effect appears stronger than ever. Jungkook's presence feels more defined, more intentional, and more influential. In 2026, chart performance is no longer driven by music alone. It is driven by conversation. And on social media, Jungkook is dominating that conversation. Within minutes of the comeback release, his name began trending globally. Clips of his performance went viral, fan reactions centered around his vocals and visuals. This level of engagement is not just noise, it directly impacts streaming behavior. More attention leads to more clicks. More clicks lead to more streams, and more streams lead to chart movement. It's not just fans making these observations. Music industry analysts are also paying attention. With BTS already showing strong comeback numbers, experts are beginning to examine individual contributions that could sustain long-term chart success. Jungkook is frequently mentioned, not officially, but consistently. His ability to attract global listeners makes him a valuable factor in chart performance. Despite all the data and patterns, one important truth remains: nothing is guaranteed. The global music market is unpredictable. Trends change quickly, audience behavior can shift. But in Jungkook's case, the foundation is already there. The history supports it. The data suggests it. The audience responds to it, which makes the possibility difficult to ignore. It's also important to recognize that BTS's success has always been built on group synergy. Each member contributes something unique. Each voice adds to the overall sound. Jungkook's potential dominance does not replace that dynamic. It enhances it. Because when individual strength meets group unity, the result can be even more powerful. While charts and streaming data provide measurable proof of success, they don't always capture the full picture. Because in Jungkook's case, something else is happening. Something less visible, but just as powerful. Fans aren't just reacting to his performances, they're reacting to a shift. Across social media platforms, fan discussions are no longer focused only on BTS as a group. Increasingly, conversations are highlighting Jungkook as a defining force within the comeback, not in a way that separates him from the group, but in a way that amplifies his presence within it. Every major comeback has its defining moments. For this era, many of those moments seem to revolve around Jungkook. A high note that circulates endlessly on TikTok, a camera close-up that becomes a viral screenshot, a performance clip that reaches millions of views within hours. These moments don't just happen randomly. They shape perception, they guide audience attention, and most importantly, they influence how people engage with the music. When a specific moment goes viral, listeners often return to the full track, again and again. This is how individual presence can translate into chart performance. Longtime fans often describe Jungkook's current presence as different. Not drastically, but noticeably. There is a level of confidence that feels more grounded, a sense of control that wasn't as visible before. His expressions carry more weight, his movements feel more deliberate, his vocals sound more refined. This isn't just improvement, it's evolution, and audiences respond strongly to evolution, especially when they've witnessed the journey over time. One of the most overlooked aspects of chart success is emotional connection. Listeners don't just stream songs because they sound good, they stream songs because they feel something. Jungkook's performances consistently create that feeling. Whether it's intensity, vulnerability, or energy, his delivery often carries an emotional layer that resonates across cultures. This matters more than ever in a global market because emotion is universal. And when an artist can communicate emotion effectively, language becomes less of a barrier. Another key factor in Jungkook's current momentum is timing. The 2026 comeback comes after a long hiatus, military service, individual artistic growth. This creates a unique environment. Fans are not just excited, they are invested emotionally. And when emotional investment meets high-quality performance, the result can be explosive. Jungkook's return is not happening in isolation. It is happening at the perfect moment. From an industry standpoint, Jungkook represents something highly valuable: global accessibility. His voice fits international trends, his image appeals across demographics, his performances translate well across platforms. In an era where global success depends on cross-market appeal, these factors become critical. This is why analysts continue to mention his name when discussing BTS's chart potential, not because he replaces the group's identity, but because he enhances its global reach. One of the most interesting dynamics in this comeback is the balance between individual influence and group unity. BTS has always thrived as a collective. Their chemistry, teamwork, and shared identity are core to their success. But as each member grows individually, new dynamics emerge. Jungkook's rising influence is part of that evolution, and rather than disrupting the group, it may actually strengthen it. Because when individual strengths align with group unity, the impact can be even more powerful. For those who have followed BTS for years, the current situation may feel familiar. Moments where Jungkook's presence aligns with major chart success have happened before, not once, but multiple times. This doesn't mean history will repeat itself exactly, but it does create expectations, and expectations shape perception. Right now, the expectation is clear. Jungkook could be a key driver of this era's success. At its core, the question, will Jungkook dominate the global charts again, is about more than numbers. It's about influence. It's about presence. It's about how one artist can shape the trajectory of a global phenomenon like BTS. Looking at everything, the streaming spikes, the viral moments, the fan reactions, the industry attention, all signs point in one direction. Jungkook is not just participating in this comeback, he is helping define it. And yet, the story is not complete. Chart positions will continue to shift, new performances will be released, audience reactions will evolve. What we are seeing now is only the beginning. Despite the strong indicators, one truth remains: no outcome is guaranteed. The global music industry is unpredictable. But Jungkook's position in this moment is undeniable. He is at the center of attention, at the center of conversation, and possibly at the center of impact. As BTS moves forward into this new era, one thing becomes increasingly clear. This is not just a comeback. It is a transformation, and within that transformation, Jungkook stands as one of its most powerful forces. Whether he ultimately dominates the global charts again or not, one thing cannot be denied. When Jungkook steps onto the stage, the world doesn't just watch, it reacts.